Hello and welcome back to Redirecting. In this video, I would like to talk about the 19 black families who bought 97 acres of land in Georgia. And they did this to create a safe city for black people. Now, when I first saw this, I'm going to tell you right now, I was just filled with joy, bubbling over with joy. I said, wow, this is amazing that first of all, they were able to do it because not everyone can afford to do something like this, and not everyone can work together. And so I wanted to talk about this story because one of their reasons for doing this was because they wanted to create a safe city for black people, okay? We as a people have suffered a lot of trauma, right? And that's one of the things that this article on Revolt.tv talks about. How one of the driving things was the fact that we as a people have experienced so much racial trauma, and those who are putting it out there against us, they don't seem to have any desire to stop it. Of course, you have individuals and groups here and there who are saying, look, leave these people alone, stop this, stop that, but not enough of them to even put a dent in what we've experienced. So that's one of the things that was talked about in this article in regards to these families coming together to buy this land. First of all, I'm really happy to know that they were thinking this far ahead because not everyone desires to move to Africa or another country, and not everyone can afford to do that. I spoke about that in a recent video because it's one thing to buy land where you're familiar with buying land, but to relocate to a whole other unfamiliar country without all of the facts and all of the details of what is involved, that can be time consuming. And from the looks of things with this group here, maybe they didn't feel like waiting for all the time required to do what it is that needs to be done in order to buy land in Africa. Again, the desire may not have even been there. But the point that I wanted to talk about with this too is not so much as just only about their story. I would like to see a duplication of this, okay? But I can tell you with all certainty, and my husband and I both, we want to talk about this in more detail at a later date on another video. But it's very important that when you come together with a group of people like this, whether it's a group this large or a smaller group, it's very important that you are like-minded. Like-minded doesn't just mean you're trying to escape something or you all have a desire to grow food or this or that or the other. I mean like-minded. For some people, like-minded may mean something different than what like-minded means to me. A good example of what I'm talking about is you have non-religious groups that come together. They don't care about Bible this or Bible that. And as long as you meet this criteria, that one, and this one, you're okay with that group. But then you have other groups to where there has to be a certain biblical criteria because of a lifestyle. You see, it's certainly not going to mix if you have a group of people who dress certain way, eat a certain way, live a certain way, mixing with a group of people who like to party all the time. It's just not going to work, right? This group of people right here are more relaxed and they're more into gardening and farming and raising animals and just a number of different things that you would do that kind of look like the Little House on the Prairie lifestyle, right? But this group over here, maybe they want to get together and form a gun club and just so happen to live on the same land. Not everyone has the same goals. So like-minded can mean a number of different things. And so we want to talk about that in more detail on another video because I do see the importance of people coming together. Okay, then it also needs to be discussed. Do you come together with just your own racial group or with like-minded people of other groups as well? Because I've seen people do that too. Some don't have a problem with it, some do. And some may be on the fence about it and some may be open to it. You see, and it's a number of different factors. I, for one, I can say this much. I'm fully aware of what these other nations have done to us and how they have been to us. It was all prophesied. I'm also fully aware of how our own people have been to us and have done to us, and it was all prophesied. You know, I'm fully aware of all of these things. I think in this day and age, it's very important to listen to the voice of Yah. For those of you who believe in the Bible, who believe in our Creator, it's important to follow His lead and not your own, because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're surrounded by people who look like you, but they're enemies, right? You want to be with like-minded people who love the Most High, who fear Him, who want to serve Him with gladness and sincerity and honesty, you see. And if that is a person of another color, then that might be something that fits for you, you see. I, for one, my husband and myself, we have met a lot of really nice people since we've made our move. A lot of really nice people who haven't proven themselves to be anything but genuine. Of course, you always have to keep your eyes open, and you don't let your guards down for anyone. I don't care what the color of their skin is. You don't let your guards down. But we've got to get in the understanding and the mindset that things are changing. They have changed in this country, in the world. And there is no going back to what we thought was normal. Okay? They are fast forwarding and fast moving us ahead into some very strange times. We don't know what next year is going to look like. We don't know what the next 5 years is going to look like. So we need to think more along those lines instead of trying to get a rewind of 2019 and saying, look, I want things to go back to the way it was in 2019 or in the year 2000 and blah, blah, blah. There's no going back to that. We need to think about what the year 2025, 2023, all of that, even next year, what is that going to look like? Okay, that is what we need to consider, and that's what we need to prepare for, right? And so we want to talk about the whole thing of forming communities again. It may not necessarily be something that we may seek after for certain reasons, but we would definitely like to help others who are looking to do something like this, people coming together to buy land. If in the process the Most High put someone on our hearts that is real, someone who is going to be spiritual, someone who loves and fears the Most High, somebody who ain't about playing games and all of that. If He just so happens to send some our way, Watchman and I are open to that. Okay, but we're not going out seeking for it. We're not trying to do the way we did things before and ended up with people that turned out to be enemies. But we have space, and we know that we are going to need each other, you see. And so when I saw this article, I was really, really happy to see that, first of all, you were even able to find 19 families to do this. So the fact that they've done it shows that it can be done. Of course, they have a long road ahead of them. From what it seems like so far, the land looks to be undeveloped, so they still got all of that to iron out as well. But it is going to be interesting to see how things unfold for them, and to see if this can be duplicated in other places as well. If more groups can come together and do this. I mean, we've talked a lot about buying real estate and how to buy real estate on this channel, and I'm always looking at various opportunities that may come across in my searching. I'm always searching because, again, family and friends, you would like for them to be closer. And even, even just the idea of, for us, this is where the Most High has us, but, even our children, if they decide that they want to do what we're doing and not remain here, we want to be able to continue looking and show them how to look for the right things as well. Although we would prefer that our children are married and come here and build their homes or whatever, we would prefer that. If that is Yah's will, that is what we want to see happen. We would like to see our children build and stay here, and we all fortify together. But we just want our people to get in this mindset, the mindset of these groups, this group of families right here, of coming together, okay, and forming something as a group, fortifying together, building together. Awesome idea. I love this, okay? This is not the first time this has happened. Well, I don't know about the buying land together, but I do know of other communities where people have come together and they are dwelling together on land. And so for us, many of you already know our story of what happened when we tried to do this before at land that we used to own. We are not going down that path any longer. We're not going to do things the way that we did. Again, if the Most High wants to send someone, he's going to make that very clear to us, very obvious. We're not going to just look at some names and applications and have people just telling us what they want us to hear. We're not going to do that again, okay? The Most High is going to be the one who's going to set this thing in motion if it's for us. But at the same time, we would like to be instrumental in at least helping others to come together if they want to buy land and things of this nature, those who want to consider this or talk about it. And again, I keep saying this for a reason, because the Most High has his way. He does things his way. Again, Watchman and I are definitely open if the Most High, not us, if the Most High were to send people our way. But our goal is really this, to help others do this together. I just wanted to chime in on this story because I think it's a wonderful idea. I think this is the direction that our people should be going in, because time is of essence. And I see a lot of other races of people doing this. They come together, they build together, they work together, they live together, and peace and harmony. It works out just fine. Why can't it work out just fine for us? We got to get past that. Whatever it is that's causing us to come against each other and not be able to work together, we gotta figure that thing out and just get that out of the way. You see, if other groups can do it, so can we. Okay, but again, we are going to talk about these things a little bit more in the coming weeks and months. And if it so happens to work out for some of you coming together, that would be wonderful. If it so happens to work out with others and us, so be it. Let Abba Yah's will be done. We're looking for his will, not our will. And if it's not his will for anyone to be here with us other than our children and who they marry, oh well, that's the way it's going to be if that is Abba Yah's will. We are not going to force anything. We just want the Most High's will to be done. We want to understand what it takes to do this, and we want our people to understand it too. There are many factors that weigh in. I mean, do you want to have a independent type of community, or do you want someone who's going to run it like a dictator, or are you going to have a shared land situation where people they take care of their own dwelling and they take care of their own gardening and stuff like that? I mean, it's a number of different ways that it can work. Okay, and for us, we need to figure out what we would be interested in doing, because there is no one way to do it. There are ways that it is working out, and there are ways that it's not working out. There are some people who are doing this, but they have a high turnover rate where people come, they stay for a while, then they out of there because they can't deal with it. So it's a number of different things that you have to look at when doing this. I think we moved too quickly in just wanting to trust and love and be around our people. We moved way too quickly without even doing everything that we needed to do. Okay. Vetting people and even finding out how this whole thing works, you see. So we've been definitely over the past few years, looking into it, but just kind of staying back from it, even though we've moved to a whole new location. We've just been very calm and patient. We're not trying to force anything. We just want Yah's will to be done, you see, because from time to time, we show different things that we're doing on the land here on the farm, the animals we raise, the growing that we're doing. We show that from time to time. But I do think it's awesome to be able to share that with others. I definitely do. But it has to be the Father's will. It can't be something that we're feeling mushy about because we want other people to be involved and other people to be around. You got to make sure you're picking the right people, because some people are not going to be right. Some people don't have a right heart. Some people are not righteous. Some people don't fear Yah, and they are willing to do things. They are willing to do things that they know are against the Most High. They know are wicked. They know is low down and dirty. They are willing to do those things because they don't truly fear Yah until he gives them a reason to fear him. And so that reason alone, you got to be careful with who you bring into your mix that closely. You got to be careful. But I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. And it's really sad that people, I don't know if these people are Christians or they're just regular non-religious type people, but I hate to say it, But usually when you have people who are not attached to any type of religion, it just don't go so bad for them. They just regular people. I hate to say it, but sometimes it works out that way. It is a certain spirit or demon that shows up when you deal with religious people. It is what it is. I don't consider myself to be a religious person at all. I consider myself to be a person who loves, honors, and cherishes and worships our Creator. Religion aside, that's what I consider myself to be, and I fear Him. So I don't want to do something to hurt others. You see, I want to be the kind of person that people can depend on. But again, enough about me. We're talking about the 19 black families and the possibility of others coming together to duplicate what they have done, whether on a smaller scale or an even larger scale. Okay? All things are possible if you just believe. I am done with this video. Tell me what you think about this group of people, this group of families in the comment section. What do you think about this idea? You think it's a wonderful idea? Do you think it's something that needs to be really thought out and just all of that good stuff? Tell me what you think in the comment section. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. And with that, I am out.